A gubernatorial candidate in Oklahoma is catching a little bit of heat after some posts that were made on his Facebook page. He's claiming that those posts were not written by him, basically indicating that it was written on his behalf, or maybe his account was hacked. But the comments are disgusting, to say the least. Christopher Barnett is the name of the candidate, and in a Facebook post, the administrator initially posted a poll about food stamp requirements and then made comments claiming euthanasia is a solution to the issue of poor and disabled, of the poor and disabled. So I'll give you some examples of the comments that were written. This was actually a Facebook commenter who was arguing, hey, most people receiving these food stamps do work or are disabled, some are elderly. The response to that comment was pretty defensive, and it said the following: the ones who are disabled and can't work, why are we required to keep them? Sorry, but euthanasia is cheaper and doesn't make everyone a slave to the government. Okay. So basically, we shouldn't offer any assistance to those who are disabled. Why should we take care of them? Euthanizing them is a much better solution.
Yeah, that way they're not a slave to the government. Well, they're dead, so they're not anything, I suppose. Now, do you really believe this guy was hacked? That no. Some random candidate in the middle of Oklahoma, there was some sort of nefarious plot against, and then the hacker wound up saying things that a lot of right-wingers, I don't want to say all majority of right-wingers want to kill the disabled, right? But have you not heard or seen right-wing zealots online that say things along these lines? Well, they shouldn't milk off of us, man. And so if they are, I mean, it's their problem and they should either go die or do whatever they're going to do, right?
I mean,
it sounds just like a right-wing zealot.
No, the people in power, like the real people who are creating an economic system that puts everyone at a disadvantage. Those are the people who have successfully distracted us and put all of our attention on attacking the weak and the powerless, right? So disabled people, really, that's the enemy here? The disabled people are the ones that we should be focusing on, and you're gonna advocate for murdering them? Okay.
So, and look, let me read the final quote there, and you take this any way you like. He says, if they can take care of themselves without government assistance, great. If not, let them starve and die, easy as that. So he's making the argument, well, look, I'm not going to go actively kill them, but he did say euthanasia, which would allow for that. And then he's saying, well, at least let them starve and die, because every man for themselves, and I don't care about anyone else. This is the logical extension of the Republican philosophy of extreme individualism and no empathy. So they've been taught over and over again, the poor, it's their fault for being poor, the rich earned it and they're great and they're good citizens, and the poor are bums milking off of you. So I'm not at all surprised about the comment about the poor, but once you've lost all empathy, then are you surprised that you're at a point where some Republicans say, oh, they're disabled, that's their problem, not my problem, I'm not that guy. Okay.
Also, I'm very curious what this man would think about, I don't know, maybe a military vet who served and put his or her life on the line to serve the country, came back with a disability and needed government assistance. Do you think that they should be euthanized as well?
Yeah, so Christopher Barnett could have made a logical defense of this, which is a staffer did it, I didn't do it, right? But that would involve throwing a staffer on the bus. If the staffer actually did do it, okay, well then you should throw him under the bus. You shouldn't have someone working for you who thinks we should euthanize the disabled and the poor, right? If you want to protect that guy, okay, well then that's on you. But that at least would have been credible. To say that somebody hacked into your account to write things that Republicans might write, you know what I'm saying?
It's just crazy.
Very, very unbelievable. And so be wary of people saying they got their accounts hacked, whether they're Republican candidates for governor or MSNBC hosts.
So Christopher Barnett did release a statement about all this, so I want to read it to you just to wrap this up. He says, there are people saying they want to shoot me, they are going to assassinate me, they are going to shoot me, they are going to blow me up. I'm in this election, I'm not dropping out, they're not going to intimidate me.
I love, see again, since there's no empathy, when he was saying let people die or euthanize them, that was perfectly fine.
Yeah.
When he gets blowback for that comment.
He's the real victim.
Then
right?
he's like, oh, but they're saying it about me. It's totally fine when I was saying it about you, but when you say it about me, I'm outraged. And by the way, he should be. Don't say you're gonna shoot him or blow him up. That's terrible. Don't do that, right? So, but he also shouldn't have put out that statement. And the fact that he can't see that it's deeply problematic, and he now feels like the victim that needs a safe space. Hypocrisy at its finest. 2 easy ways to follow the Young Turks. One is hit the subscribe button down below, then you're a TYT subscriber. And second is ring the bell. And when you do that on YouTube, you're notified of our videos.